Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
With the fight on everyone's radar, boxing pros and pundits are lighting up the scene with hot takes and bold predictions. Kicking off the frenzy, veteran commentator Jim Lampley stirred the pot with a provocative comparison, likening Crawford's skill set to that of the legendary Sugar Ray Robinson. Yet, despite the lofty praise, Lampley ultimately predicted that Canelo would prevail and perhaps ride off into retirement after defeating Crawford.
But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants.
Building on that, Roy Jones Jr. entered the conversation by dismissing weight as the deciding factor. For Jones, the true battle lies in tactics, not size. While he believes Canelo has the tools to win, he cautioned that without the right game plan, Crawford's elite IQ could flip the script.
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight. Control the center of the ring. If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Echoing strategic concerns, Oscar De La Hoya acknowledged that Canelo might be showing early signs of decline, noting that even greats are not immune to time. Still, De La Hoya leaned slightly toward Canelo, attributing his edge to a natural size advantage.
Different styles. You know, Canelo's getting into some wars now, which kind of like chips away at the block, you know. Do I favor him over Canelo? I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 fight at this point, given where they're at their careers.
But if you had to give somebody 1%.
Last one here.
1%.
1%, I would go with Canelo. Yeah, just because of the weight factor.
However, Eddie Hearn also expressed optimism that a fight of this magnitude, with both legacy and money on the line, might reignite that competitive spark in Canelo.
But Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Meanwhile, Alexander Usyk openly expressed his support for Terence Crawford. As a friend and fan, Usyk didn't just back Crawford emotionally, he praised Bud's skill set, voicing full confidence in his ability to rise to the occasion.
How do you see that fight? Who do you like?
Terence. It's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo?
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence, it's different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
And
And
right,
switch hitter.
yes,
He's a switch hitter. Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and place.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why. That's why I'm asking, exactly.
But, Canelo big. Yeah, Canelo too. It's a good boxer. But I say
However, Jose Benavidez Sr. unleashed a scathing critique, accusing Canelo of cherry-picking opponents. In his view, the fight with Crawford is just another money grab, a stroll in the park, rather than a true challenge.
Terence Crawford, come on, you know, he looked really bad in his last fight. He's going up 2 divisions, you know. It's, come on, bro. It's like we try to go up and fight Usyk at heavyweight, you know. Come on, you know, David's not ready to do that yet, you know, so I don't think Crawford's ready to do that either, you know. I see a EC2 fight for him, and that's what they want. The people allowed that, the organizations allowed that, so he's going to continue doing that. Why not?
Adding to that, Gervonta Tank Davis claimed that financial motivation is the real reason behind Crawford's pursuit of a fight with Canelo Alvarez. According to Davis, the driving force behind Crawford's interest isn't legacy or competition, but the lucrative payday.
No, Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the money?
Yeah, he needs the money.
You think he had a chance to win? But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
he needs the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
Tyrann ain't playing like that, and they ain't playing like that.
So you don't
see they ain't playing like that.
He's going up three or four weight classes. You think the chances of him?
That's why he say why he don't like me. That's the real shit.
Going up those weight classes to face him, you know, how can you convince fans that he can beat Canelo? If you...
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. I didn't. He's a good fighter.
In stark contrast, Shakur Stevenson voiced unwavering belief in Crawford's dominance. He gave Canelo his flowers, but maintained that Bud has every weapon necessary to get the job done, downplaying the weight narrative that's been circulating.
If they do fight, I told you I think that Bud outboxes him. I think he's going to use his leg, keep Canelo on the outside and make it an easy night. I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, you know, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, you know, in certain fights, yeah.
He pushed back on the weight narrative that's been dominating the conversation, insisting that too much emphasis is being placed on size rather than skill.
In certain fights,
boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No, I think that's possible. Like I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
Despite initially appearing aligned with Canelo, Teofimo Lopez has since pivoted. His newfound support for Crawford stems not just from admiration, but from ambition. Lopez hopes a win over Bud could set up his opportunity for a legacy-defining bout.
I'm gonna go for Crawford, because then when he beats, you know, let's say he beats Canelo, that gives ammunition, so when I fight him, and I beat Canelo. You know what I mean?
Yet, Rolly Romero is not buying the hype. He emphasized the importance of weight classes and questioned the legitimacy of fighters leaping multiple divisions, calling back to the rare exceptions like Manny Pacquiao, who didn't jump 3 at once.
So I don't really care about who he fights. He's not really an entertaining fighter, so I don't really care who he fights. But I will tell you like this, he's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not really entertaining outside the ring, or, you know, there's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford fight.
Damn.
They have weight divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny going up?
Manny Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
To fight a pound for pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done, Rolly?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. I don't know. But I will tell you this: it's not a fight I truly care about.
In addition, Rolly stated he has no interest in who Crawford fights and voiced his anger at Canelo's performance against Skull. He appeared almost nonchalant regarding wins, but still expressed that he wants to see Canelo get beat up.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division things, you know, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why do you want to see Crawford beat the ish out of Canelo?
I just hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why?
What Canelo did on that day was disrespectful to boxing. It was just simply disrespectful to boxing in every way.
However, Ryan Garcia expressed his excitement for the showdown, calling it a great fight and applauding Turki Alal Sheikh for making the bout a reality. Praised the matchup and credited Turki Alal Sheikh for making it happen. He leaned slightly toward Canelo, highlighting his sheer size and physical strength as potential deciding factors.
What about Canelo and Crawford? What do you think?
That's going to be a great fight too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Offering a more analytical view, Teddy Atlas gave a nuanced take that subtly favored Crawford. While he stopped short of a full endorsement, Atlas implied that Crawford's mental makeup and adaptability might eclipse Canelo's perceived greatness.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
However, Mikey Garcia voiced reservations about the matchup, pointing out the sheer size difference and questioning whether Crawford can overcome that physical disparity.
Although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Yeah. Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor.
On the other hand, Stephen Breadman Edwards made no bones about his prediction. Confident in Crawford's ability to adapt and outthink opponents, Edwards stated clearly that he sees Bud coming out on top.
I always like Crawford. I always like Crawford in the fight. I think Crawford's gonna win.
He's gonna pull it off.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be what's gonna be?
I just think he's just gonna be too much.
A lot of people are changing their opinion.
I always said it. I always said I like Crawford from the very beginning of the fight.
You think you can hurt him?
Yep. Anybody could be hurt in the fight. Canelo got a great chin though, but anybody could be hurt on any given night. Don't ever think a guy can't be hurt, man. Ever think some of the best chins I've ever seen have been clipped. Holyfield, Duran. Anybody can be clipped, man. Anybody could get hurt. Anybody could go down. It can happen to anybody. Don't ever believe that. Yeah, he's one of them guys that never look rusty. So I don't really. It applies to a lot of fighters, but he defies the logic behind that because he don't look rusty with his layoffs.
What makes him so special?
Oh man, I don't think you got enough time in the interview, man. But he seems to have like a very fast process in mind. He can seem to adjust to anything. He's like a savant in a boxing ring. He probably can't even explain how he adjusts to everything, but can just adjust to anything in the fight. He's a great fighter.
Did you feel like he's got any advantages early over Canelo?
Sure. Better stamina, better conditioning, better feet. I think obviously Canelo's the harder puncher, probably the stronger guy.
Echoing that, Amir Khan stated that Crawford still doesn't get the credit he deserves. He underscored Crawford's size for a 147-pounder, suggesting he has the strength to leap successfully.
In boxing, weight divisions are made there they make him for a purpose, and I highly respect and say pound for pound the best fighter is Crawford by far and beats anyone. But when you start putting weight on and you go up a weight and you fight these guys like Canelo, even though Canelo might be now getting a little bit older and it might be slowing down a little bit, but he's still going to be very dangerous. Two-time undisputed world champion. So why not just enjoy it? But obviously you want to go for that next challenge. Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit. Clean. But why does he need to give that much weight? He's pound for pound #1 in the world.
Following that, Keith Thurman gave props to Canelo's grit, but reminded fans that no fighter is invincible. He acknowledged Canelo's accolades, but stressed that every elite athlete has their flaws.
Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable. We've seen him take some losses. We saw the first Golovkin fight where a lot of people didn't feel like he pulled it out. I wish Golovkin would have just thrown a little bit more body shots, did a little bit more, because I felt like the fight was his. If he would have done a little bit more, it really would have been his.
While acknowledging his status as the undisputed super middleweight king, Thurman reminded fans that even elite fighters have vulnerabilities, and Canelo is no exception.
Canelo has good defense, good offense, good timing, good head movement now, tremendous power. So if Bud can put these two factors together, move with agility, head movement, defensive tactics, but find a way to integrate his offensive abilities, then we will have a very action-packed fight.
Meanwhile, Jaron Boots Ennis leaned slightly toward Canelo. He argued that Alvarez's history of handling bigger opponents makes him the favorite, although he advised that Crawford should take a tune-up at 168 before diving in.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill up somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that.
In addition, Edgar Berlanga tipped the scales in Canelo's favor due to size. Berlanga emphasized that Crawford's technical brilliance makes the bout anything but predictable.
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight, and that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out, you know what I'm saying?
Even former rival Errol Spence Jr. showed support for Crawford, stating that he'd be rooting for Bud regardless of the outcome, a surprising display of sportsmanship following their heated history.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford want to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, I'll be going for Bud, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. Yeah. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
In addition, Bob Arum admitted Crawford is a dangerous and worthy opponent. He warned that the fight's quality hinges on which Canelo shows up, the hungry warrior who once fought for legacy, or the version simply cashing in.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter? Now, the Canelo we've seen the last 2 years is not only boring, but doesn't really have an incentive to mix it up and to entertain people with a good fight.
If you enjoyed the video, give us a like and share with fellow boxing enthusiasts. Let us know in the comment section below who you see winning this fight. To stay updated with all things boxing, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat.